Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the third game of the playoffs between Federal Government College Warri and
That's why I say go check when you reach office.
But don't remind me. My head no dey. Yeah, that one be secretary. Go ahead. You don't get back.
okay, Ibeji seems to have a game plan today, and they are starting their innings like a cracker. We've seen two feisty shots already from the opening pair. And another one, I guess this time that one was looking over the cow corner to plant it beyond the boundary. So far, it's been an exciting over from Beju. And their plan is to attack from ball one. I would say they are doing a very good job of that. So what next for the bowler? Is there some movement behind the bowler's arm?
That one you did was that because last week we registered.
There is almost. And then another drive over. That was a mistime shot, really, but they all count.
So this number is just went
Why change his name? Number. His number already. Yeah, boss.
connect this MTN.
What number is there? Let me see.
Okay, what's the French cut down to square leg area for one? Not a bad ball, not a bad over for the batters, and the fielding side will look to reflect on that and see if we can stem this flow. Because if this goes on,
But he knows a mistake.
then it's going to
Because
be a
this
huge
MTN
for
we
them
used that
to
last
chase.
week. Said 1 2.
Here at the Unilag Cricket Oval, it's Ibejuleki 2
It should be clear.
versus FGC Warri Federal Government College Old Boys Cricket Club. They already have a win,
Okay.
so they're just looking for another one to make sure promotion to Division 1.
Let's try the one you have.
Ibeju already lost to Rising Stars last week, and it was a heavy defeat. So if they have to win here, they have to win very well.
Let's do
They
the
have to win very well because it might come down to net run rates. And I'd say they have a huge deficit to cover when it comes to net run rate. So it's not just about winning for Ibeju, it's about winning this game very well. We're into the second over. shout there from the fielding side, but umpire seems uninterested. He says it's a bye. He says it's a bye. So I'm assuming there was no contact with either the person of the batsman or his equipment. He needs to keep his line straighter than that. When the batsmen are in this kind of form,
I guess that's correct.
okay, that was dead on his front. But I'd say it's a dangerous line to bowl. For an experienced batter like Yemi Amusa, a risky player too, you don't straight his stumps. Just keep it on the corridor, let him fish, and then we'll see what happens. Ball number 3 coming up. We'll see what he does. Okay, another wayward line there. I'll try to be behind the batsman. I'm expecting the umpire to be playing wide jerseys. We are hoping to win the game. Don't start sprinkling the ball everywhere. Just keep it tight line. To the batsman. Let the batters play. Come on, bowler. Keep it tight. Here he goes again. Ball number 3. I'd say that's more like it. That's a sweet drive there from the batter. Straight down to middle. Just gotta check that, felt the ball, punched it, let it back flow through the line.
Is a drive
That
it
was-
is. That was quite
Yeah,
very
that was an easy one.
basic. Keep the hand straight, keep the head in line with the ball, and just make it easy goes.
So easy. Ball number 4. That's another check from Yemi Amusa. I'd say he's still trying to feel the bowler out. Still trying to check what he's trying to do.
Yeah, the earlier he gets into the game, the better it is for him.
And you know that bowlers from Ogun State are known to be very tricky.
Yeah, very, very
Yeah.
tricky. Very, very tricky.
You need to watch what they're doing. And that's another wayward line there. It's a white ball. 2 whites already in this over. Not much of discipline there.
Too much extras in this particular over.
It's just the second over.
Yeah, second over, a lot of extras bowled. This definitely might tell in the game later on if FGC Warri has to do anything magical. They just have to find a way of breaking this partnership early, because these 2 guys are already getting comfortable in this game.
Okay, that's
Another
wide
wide.
ball. It's over compensating for the ball he delivered down leg, and now he has thrown it outside the wide line mark on the offside. What's it doing? Come on, there's a channel for you there to pull at. Okay, seems to be finding his line back.
Probably is looking to bowl on the foot stump. Maybe because he's seeing the batter is not moving his front foot towards the ball, and is seeing he probably might have an opportunity there. Bowling it to the foot stump, forcing the batsman to stretch his hands and see if he can actually nick to second slip. Yes, would they have the captain of the side, Aroy, at.
Okay.
White ball again.
Well, I don't think that was what he was trying to do. I think there's a lot of rustiness in his shoulders. That's another white ball. Straight down the leg side.
These are loose balls that should go for 6 wickets.
Yeah, but still an extra.
601.
Yeah, you're right, Ricky. 6 runs are better than 1 run, but it's too early in the game. It's just the second over. Probably guessing.
Every ball counts, brother. You go past those errors of waiting for.
For the good ball to come. You see it, you dispatch it.
Yes.
Okay, that was a slower one, just to end the over. Finally, he has ended the over.
A very long.
It'll be interesting to see if the captain sticks with him for the 4th over, or he moves over to another bowler. Still here at the Unilag Oval, we have Ibeju Lekki facing Federal Government College Old Boys Cricket Club, and we have 16 runs for the loss of no wickets in 2 overs.
New bowler coming in.
Here with us is a well-known commentator,
Yeah,
sport analyst.
the commentary box. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not so busy, please bring with me into the commentary box the one, the only, the legendary Sheung Aji.
He better not give us that long introduction that he's used to.
No. Anywhere Sheung is, he has to introduce himself. An elephant cannot pass, and you don't know an elephant has passed.
Well, good afternoon. It's an absolute pleasure to be back from the journey to Kigali, Rwanda.
Yeah, talking about Rwanda, there are some questions I need
there are
to
some
ask you.
questions.
I'll go ahead with the commentary first.
Yeah, but it's a perfect weather to play the game of cricket. It's a deciding game.
Oh, that's a cracker.
Oh, the ball beats the batsman. The fielder, I beg your pardon. It's a perfect weather to play the game of cricket, and it's a deciding game to know which two would get promoted to Division 1. Is the Division 2 playoff that had 3 teams taking part. Rising Stars Cricket Club, done and dusted, 1-1, lost 1. Federal Government College, Warri Old Boys Cricket Club, 1-1. And in the second game, Ibeju, second game, lost 1 last weekend scandalously to Rising Stars. And so we'll get to know which team will progress. From what I have here, it seems as if Olumide, from what happened last weekend, which I followed up from Rwanda, there's been changes for the Lekki Cricket Club. They seem to be eyeing that Division 1 slot. They brought in 3 Indians, if my memory serves me right, because the person batting with Yemi is an Indian, and they still got some other 2, which means that we have a game on our hands.
Yeah, correct. If you say they've changed a lot, I agree with you, they have changed a lot. That game was a heavy blow to them. Now they are way behind on net run rate.
Yeah.
They have a huge deficit to cover. So it's not just about winning this game, they need to win well. Because if they win this game, it blows the table wide open. They'll be level on points with FGC and Rising Stars. So it might come down to net run rate to see who is going to Division 1 and who remains with others in Division 2.
I want to put you on the spot, Olumide. How big a loss is Ridwan Abdulkarim, who was registered for this playoff, but as a result of exertion and too many games he has played, the young man deserves a rest. Maybe I should just put it out. Ridwan Abdulkarim was the youngest at the regional final of the International Cricket Council Men's T20 World Cup Africa qualifier, and really he shone like a million stars. But how big a loss is the Nigerian international?
Okay, before I answer that question, I'd like to say that I acknowledge the young man's effort, and I was immensely happy for him when he got the call up. I knew how he started. We all knew how he started then, training with other guys at TBS, and I like to say that the hard work he put in then has started to yield dividends. Now to your question, for any player to be registered with any team, that means there's some sort of value in it, right? And for the player not to be available, that means his slot will be empty. His impact that should have been felt will be missing. And for a player like that who just recently garnered some experience with the national team here, with the national team against Sierra Leone, and then out there in Rwanda with more experienced players, I would say it would have been a very, very big addition if he was here today. But as you said, the young man needs a rest. He's just starting out. He's still a teenager. there isn't much energy for him to burn. So he deserves to rest, and I'm sure wherever he is, his mind will be there and will be hoping for his team to carry the day.
Talking about rest, guys, just like you said earlier in the second over, you'll be asking yourself, will the captain give this particular ball of the ball to bowl? And obviously, the captain has given him the ball to bowl. He has bowled 2 extras right now. Definitely not what the game plan for FGC Warri would have been looking like.
Well, for me, I needed to ask Olumide this question because we are currently in the 3rd over, the 4th over, and based on what I found, the over of Benga Olayemi, the one we simply call Oson, is becoming an expensive over, such that it can affect the team. They are taking advantage of it.
Oh, that's a wicket already. Lazy running there, if you ask me. Was lazy running. Lazy running. And I was about asking you that last weekend I saw Ibeju Cricket Club. These two, That's true.
they gave costly runs. What they could not account for, they were given, because in cricket, while you are fielding or you are bowling, you must ensure that you restrict them to runs that you'll be able to cope with, because they felt like a pack of cards when they went in to bat, because they gave lots of expensive extras and runs. Now I was about asking the same for these FGC guys. I hope they are not giving expensive runs that they will not be able to account for.
Well, let's hope that they have a plan, because I was shocked that the captain has stuck with Oson Olayemi. I'm shocked that the captain has stuck with him, seeing what he didn't seem to get his line. Something was wrong with his shoulder in the first over he bowled, and he's been tossed the ball again for the second over. Let's just hope he justifies his captain's decision to give him the ball for his second over. So far, I would say I've not been impressed. Knowing who he is, knowing what he can do, what I've seen so far has been far from being impressive.
Far from being impressive.
So I need to excuse you now from the commentary box. I'll be back to join you.
I know you are a very, very busy person, and so we will get along with the game. It's still the last game for the playoff to determine which 2 teams gain promotion. Great bowling and of course good batting. And in comes BJ Goya, another Indian. The name suggests so. They need to start taking those runs. Great batting from BJ. Two runs taken. They need to put lots of runs on the board. And Yomi, I'm very enthusiastic that we are taking the new sheriff in town, which is T20. But our inability to put runs on board and take advantage of the power play still gets me worried.
You keep saying it all the time, Shell. Nigeria seems to need to understand the approach towards T20. I remember a friend once said a post that says T20's dynamics approach are quite different from the ODIs. So we totally need... Oh, was that bold? Yes, he was bold. He got bold. Just like you were saying, Sheo, I think the main thing here is this: the coaches need to understand the dynamics of T20. They need to tell batters how to take advantage of the power play overs, and also that how to distribute the runs that they need to actually pose anything above 120. Because anything below 120 is technically like you've lost the game.
120 for me, Yomi, is a very, very low score in T20. I don't want to start drawing comparison of the New Zealanders, the Australians, and the likes, but if we really want to win a game in a game of cricket, as far as T20 is concerned, you should be aiming at 180, 190, and then you can, because the honest truth is, there's little to what a bowler can do in a T20. You can't get dot balls all the time. I give you an example. At the competition in Kigali, yes, Nigeria lost all our 6 matches, we still delve into that. But the first 6 of the tournament was scored by Nigeria. And that was Ademola Onikoyi against Tanzania. The first ball of the tournament at the Gahanga Cricket Stadium was a 6. First ball from the bowler. And he also did same against Kenya at the Integrated Polytechnic Regional College, where he scored 20 runs in 1 over. You know, he was just knocking them around before he got a groin injury. So I'm saying you need to take advantage. And in comes Ramon. Yemi needs to run. Yemi has, because he's not scoring the runs, and then when it's time to run, he has to run.
We haven't seen his full capability. We don't know if the man has enough muscles to actually start clearing the fences.
Yes.
So even if he's not running, means he probably has a game plan. He must be thinking that, look.
And the game plan, Yomi, sorry for interjecting you, is if you can't clear the fence during the power play, when do you want to start clearing the fence? Is it when the fielders must have gone to strategic position? Because this is the period where you can clear the fence, and I've not seen such.
Oh, dropped there. Drop catch there. Dropped catch there. Wicket keeper held it in his hands, but dropped.
Just like from one wicket keeper to another wicket keeper.
That's how funny it is. I was about to say that.
Oh,
from
sorry.
one wicket keeper.
I think I need to correct that English. From one proper wicket keeper to a converted wicket keeper.
Both of them are both converted wicket keepers. Yemi's okay, yeah, you're right. Yemi started with keeping from Methodist Boys High School.
Yes.
You're
So I'm just saying,
you're correct.
Okudili just decided to get converted. Their former wicketkeeper was
Moritala Falabi. Yes.
At some point in time was Aziz Salafo.
Yeah. Who before he moved to Government College.
Yeah. So
30.
very, very painful, and it could have been a funny situation, Yomi.
Yes, please.
As much as Benga was giving an expensive over, if he had gotten that, that would have been the second wicket from him.
Exactly.
Cricket can be very funny.
30 runs on board, ladies and gentlemen, 2 wickets down. Okudili biting himself up for that drop catch. Just like in cricket, we say a batsman has 1 life, but Okudili has been so graciously giving Yemi Amusa another chance to play. Now you have Bakari coming into bowl to Ramon.
Yeah. Know each other so well. Better bowling,
How many of us got? Come guys.
The 2 umpires are vastly experienced. Chimezi Omzulike and Dewale Adekoya. I saw that from here. Wide ball.
Right from the delivery from his hand, everybody knew that ball was definitely going to be a wide. Even the batter didn't bother moving. FGC Warri seems to be very graciously giving extras to Ibejileki.
Massive game. I'm sure Rising Stars would all be here. They have huge interest in this game.
I wouldn't want to see a qualifiers via net run rate. I want to see the game being very. Ooh, drop catch again. 2 drop catches already.
That was Oladimeji.
Yes, please. Ramon needs. I think the 2 batters are trying to now start opening up to play, but they need to understand where the field places are, or the field placements are.
Guinea Cricket Oval, playoff, Division 2. You have to give credit to Aroy, certainly not a young man, and his passion for cricket is unrivaled. Losing is not in his DNA. Well, we know in sports, you either win
Or you lose.
or draw.
In cricket, there's no draw. It's a dead ball declared there by the umpire. There's no draw in cricket. It's tie. It's not called draw. It's football. It's called draw. There's no draw in cricket. It's called tie.
When there is no result, what happens?
It depends on the playing condition. It's
If you share the points, have you got the maximum points?
You haven't.
It's all semantic. Zilibe is there, and Zil, you're in just to deliver your job. You are the captain of Pioneers Cricket Club, but from indication or looking in a postulative manner, which team can you put your finger to say would get the ticket Division 1?
With the look of things right now, I won't say, okay, this team definitely will go through to Division 1 or this team have to stay back in Division 2. But from previous games, I think Rising Stars sitting on top with a better net run rate or so. Like I have to go back to that to check. So the outcome of this game now determines the other 2 will go, but from the look of things, I think FGC at this point are looking on the better side to like go out there, giving it all out their performance.
Well, over-up, except something changes from the look of things. The Bejuleki Cricket Club 1 needs to start, 2, I beg your pardon, needs to start scoring the runs. They need to start scoring the runs. And at the end of 5th over, 33 runs on board. 2 wickets down. 6th over, 33 runs, 2 wickets down. Coming from the football pitch end, because we are yet to really christen this ground, unlike the Tafa Balewa Cricket Over, where we talk about the pavilion end and
I think that should fall into your jurisdiction, Show. This is your
alumnus.
Yes, exactly. So
it's not in my jurisdiction. It's not in my jurisdiction. Let those who build this place give us a name.
And the good thing here is we're already seeing how this pitch is going to play. This pitch has technically in 2021 played a lot of cricket, and in 2022 would start with the league and also the university games.
Yeah.
So definitely this pitch that after like 3 to 4 years was all quiet has now come back to life.
Finally, it's quite shocking to know that the man who got this ground going in terms of preparation of the ground has not taken advantage of the ground. Maybe he's just waking up from his slumber. I mean, Yemi Amusa.
I don't think so. He even though he was the one who had foreknowledge of the preparation of the ground, doesn't mean that the ground is going to play in his favor. The bowlers actually have different plans as well. That's the field inside FGCW, which technically is working towards their plan.
Fair points. And from the football pitch end, Okoyemi Awosomi turning the ball very well and trying to reduce the run rate. We are currently in the 6th over.
Ibeju needs to really upton up their baton.
Yeah.
If they are not trying to play across the line of the ball, got bowled. Yemi Amusa finally got bowled by spin of Okwayemi Awosami, and Ibeju just lost their 3rd wicket.
They were not scoring those runs like they should have. Maybe we can get someone to come in and push up the runs.
They just need to start hitting the boundaries. Technically not hit the boundaries. They need to start using their feet to score the runs now, since the boundaries are not coming. The boundaries came in, I think, technically the 3rd over, and since then the boundaries have just been quite quiet. So what they need to do is to start scoring runs with their feet. Look for the spaces there, push for ones or push for twos, and then you get yourself into the game.
Getting yourself into the game, according to Yomi. We are still here at the Unilag Cricket Oval, the 28th day in the 11th month in year 2021. Final game to determine 2 teams that would get the ticket to Division 1. Will it be Rising Stars Cricket Club? Will it be Federal Government College Warri Old Boys Cricket Club? Or will it be Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 2? Only time will tell. But based on standings and how the teams have played, only Rising Stars Cricket Club have completed their 2 matches. Won 1 and lost 1. Lost against FGC and defeated Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 2. While for the 2 teams playing, this is their 2nd and their final game. FGC won 1 and currently playing the 2nd one. In comes Dimeji Ayinde, the man who has a lot of responsibility saddled on his shoulder as the captain of the side. Started well.
Good call there from Ramon.
Sure.
Yeah, that was actually a good call.
I think the first call, the
first run was quite slow. That was why it was quite. That was why he had to call the second one.
Why do you have to give this to me? Zil, you have the honors to tell us what is actually happening. Please, Zil, come. A lot of people want to hear how things stand. You are the statistician, and that's the end of the power play, which has not really been taken advantage of. But as it stands, share with us how it looks like. Zil, the world is listening to you.
Currently, the points table, Rising Star on top with 4 points and a net run rate of 1.04. FGC Warri win 1. We are the 4th game, playing 2nd game today. 4 points also, net run rate of 0.63. And Ibeju Lekki 3rd position. Wrong game, net run rate of minus 2.44. The outcome of this game determines who moves up the ladder or
On fire.
go below the ladder with the net run rates.
Well, I was born. Okay, waiting with Bola.
Samad. That's Samad. 4 overs,
Samad, that is the 12th man. She won't bad with
No, this Sami Ahmed. So mad.
No be that one.
Salam.
Yeah.
Fatai Salam.
Abdul Fatai Salam, from his position, definitely a spinner. Salam to Ayinde, the captain.
Full toss there, didn't utilize it properly. He needed to just come forward, take two strides forward, and hits it right straight over the man, straight over the bowler's head, and that would have gone for 4. Short ball, pretty much low. Dimeji not utilizing these balls. The balls are not threatening his thumbs, so he needs to start playing.
Abdul Fattah is turning the ball well, to the delight of the team and the captain by extension. No run yet in this over.
That should be definitely an LBW. That should definitely be an LBW. He shouldn't complain about that. 2 balls were totally outside his off stump. The third one came straight into him. All he needed to do was just drive it back. Ibeju not lost their hot wicket.
We need a game here, Yomi. We need a good game, but this is looking like
A one-sided game already.
yes, anything can still happen in the game of cricket, but on the balance of play, I'm not impressed with what I'm currently seeing.
I understand the fact that you say you're not impressed with what you're seeing, but the team has its own
Strategy.
plans and strategy. So obviously they will still stick to their plan and strategy.
Strategy to start losing your wickets
I'm still sure they obviously
and not
had.
put runs on board.
I'm sure they still had that in mind. That it just what would have been the worst case scenario if they lose a lot of wickets.
You heard Z right. Rising Stars still leading on net run rates by virtue of 2 matches that they have played. 1-1 lost 1.
If Ibeju wins this game, it's not going to be down to the board, because now it simply means the team that's going to qualify will be based on net run rates.
It's not from Alafe. Eriola.
New batter there for Ibejuleki.
And this looks like a left-hand batsman.
Yeah, definitely it is a lefty.
No, but some can be very deceptive. Take the stance with the left and then switch again.
I think there's already. I think there's something about that. Don't be deceptive. If you're batting with left, you stick to your left. So if you come in and take your stand with left, you need to bat all through with left. You don't take your stand with left and then before the bowler comes, you change to right, because it also affects the umpire as well. Full toss played.
What was he doing?
Full toss. That should have been going all the way to the boundary.
But that was
Practice
a
ball.
maiden over.
It wasn't made it over, but I'm still more concerned about the last ball.
Maiden over that he also got a wicket. Fantastic. 37 runs
So
on
just
board.
7 of us gone.
A lot of batters will be asking themselves, what just went wrong? What did we just say now? A bowler bowled a full toss to you, you just tapped it back as if you're doing a practice game.
If Abdul Fattah was taller, that would have just been no. If he was a taller bowler, he would just have passed it back to him that thank you very much. Christmas gift coming in November.
Okpayemi Awosomi coming back in from the football end.
Swazi.
He has Ramon to bowl to. Ramon played on the onside for just a single.
We'll pick up from Ovio Suaso, the captain of FGC. Eroy seems to be comfortable with the spinners, and so he wants to use the spinners to reduce the run rate very, very well.
That was down the leg side. There was no way that was threatening the batsman.
The umpire, Wale Adekoya, looks at that and said no.
With the way things are going, I won't be surprised if Ibejuleke Cricket Club 2 actually ends up scoring 60 something, 60, between the 60 to 70 region. Because the spinners here have really done a good job reducing the run rate, not making the batters utilize their strength.
And based on indication, this should be the second over for Awosami. Oh, okay. I guess it's the third over. It's Abdul Fattah that just bowled one over. And they are struggling with them. That's the honest truth. They just got out of jail some minutes ago.
And now they just need to utilize, they need to, basically you need to take up on a particular bowler if you want to win this game.
So I'm looking for who would put the runs on board. And that's my worry. Okay. The bowler Awosami telling
the man at long on, which is long on Oviozuazu to move towards his right, and that brings us to the end of the over. 8 overs gone, 39 runs on board.
Less than 4 overs, 4 runs per over, I beg your pardon.
Well, it's the first half of the innings. We never can say. There could be some plans to start exploring in the second half of the innings.
So I like to share in your thoughts, but sometimes people will tell you how Sunday will look like. You get to know from Saturday.
Actually, how the weekends will look like from a Friday.
No, not in our case. It's the final playoff for who gets the ticket to Division 1. FGC versus Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 2.
1 run considered.
That's Opeyemi, Awosami.
Yes, please. Doing pretty much well on the fence. Making sure that the batters only end up scoring 1. Not taking advantage of the fact that he was deep into the field.
And that's my worry. In cricket, the first runs must be quick. If the man is coming from that end to pick a ball, and then you can only take 1 run, it leaves more to be desired. Because the first run, you need to run briskly and take advantage of the second one.
For me, I think
that's what I'm saying.
What we do here is, the moment we're picking up for that first run, we made up our mind that okay, it's just going to be 1 run. If you program yourself that yes, I'm taking 2 runs off this ball, then you take the first one first. Definitely you'll be settled, knowing fully well that yes, whichever way it goes, I'll be getting set to take the second one. But these guys are just like, okay, let's just go first. Then if the fielder missed the chance of taking that ball, the first pick, then we can take the second one, which is not meant to be. So you have to program yourself from the onset that yes, we're going for 2 runs. Then if it does not work out, we settle with 1.
Better bowling from Abdul Fattah to Ramon.
These 2 batters just need to play some very, very good cricketing or non-good cricketing shots that people will say because it's a T20 game. You don't technically need to play according to the textbook. Just hit this ball and let it go all the way to the boundary. Just keeping the ball ticking. You've had it there. 43 runs on board. Gradually crossing the 50 mark. Gradually crossing the 50 mark.
Yeah. 43.
Kunle Awosami coming, Okpeyemi Awosami coming in back to the attack to bowl. Ramon played that properly well. Would that go all the way to the boundary? No, just one run. Zeal is quite right. You need to take the first one fast. Once you get to your crease, then you can decide if you want to go for the second one or not. That's a more difficult catch to take, running backwards towards it. Okpeyemi trying to see if he could, but one run conceded there. And the end of the over, ladies and gentlemen. 45 runs on board. 10 overs gone.
Definitely this should be a 2. Comfortable 2. Maybe pick up throw there from Obi Rusuaso.
I just heard the word A2. You just said A2.
I said this should be a comfortable.
You said A2. You said A2. I caught you now.
Well,
It happens.
village people are here.
Oh, misfield there from OVA. That should go all the way to the boundary. Didn't go.
Convertible or something, because like every ball down the leg and not gone unpunished for Ramon. So definitely you're coming towards the leg side. The only should I just say it's just unlucky that he has not gotten any boundary of the leg side ball. But comfortably he has been getting the 2s, singles.
I'm probably guessing on the other side there, the outfield is quite slow. So he needs to look for where the outfields are quite fast. Since he's beginning to open up.
If my memory serves me right, this former Sri Lankan, Tikaraglu Dilshan, that they love to call Dilsto. He loves those kind of shots that Ramon is playing. Oh.
Hadlock there by Aroy.
Hadlock, he wanted to stop that for.
He actually did stop it, but he didn't. Yeah. He couldn't do the C Ronaldo skill.
Yeah.
He just kicked it back to his right foot, and that made it go all the way to the boundary for 4.
He gave it a good chase. The weather, is it a factor?
Well, we're gradually getting into the heat season, so obviously it's going to tell a very big toll when the season starts to a lot of players.
The reason I said this is I saw him last week. He was very, very exhausted. Oduebo, despite scoring some considerable runs, he required water almost at every point. And the same thing is happening to Ramon now and some of the fielders.
A quick question, Sean. How was the weather in Rwanda compared to the one we have in Nigeria?
The weather was good. The weather was good, except for the day 1 match 2 at the Gahanga Cricket Stadium when Nigeria had to play against Uganda, and they won by Dr. Lewis method, where heavens came down. And then the last day between Uganda and Kenya, that match decider. Don't forget that Kenya beat Uganda in the first game, but going into that last game, it was a decider. And then Kenya batted further and scored 123. Uganda there was already on 118 when heavens came down, so there was little or nothing that could happen with 6 wickets in hand. So they won by 6 wickets.
Fence!
A lot of people ask the question, how did Uganda qualify? Because everybody thought it was actually going to be Kenya with Surge. But it's been, in 2021, it's been a very big rivalry between both sides. Nigeria has played a tri-series with them, in which Uganda also won. Both teams have played against each other, that's Kenya and Uganda, in which Uganda also did win. So now we have the Uganda under-19 team going to represent Africa at the World Cup, and now the national team male side has the opportunity as well to see if they can actually pick one of the 3 tickets to Australia next year for the T20 World Cup.
Well, the Ugandan team that I saw was a vastly experienced side. Maybe after this over, I'll tell you, big appeal, but the umpire said no.
Came off the pads of the wicketkeeper.
There were 3 awards that was won at the end of the tournament. The bowler of the series went to a Tanzanian bowler. He was the player of the match against Nigeria in the first game. His name is Sanjay Kumatako. And of course, from that name, you would deduce he's never a Tanzanian, but he converted
Technically
one.
an Indian.
The battle of the series, Onagebe had to go to the man from Kenya. He scored 103 runs not out against Nigeria, which included 8 sixes and 9 fours.
8 sixes and 9 fours.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, he scored 103 runs not out. And the cricketer of the series was won by a Ugandan. Oh, lovely shot.
But only misfield there from Okpe.
We can't turn that one, no. Hey, where's the baby lele?
The cricketer of the series was won by Riazat Ali Shah of Uganda. And they got some experienced players in their fold. Sezemani, Graham Asaba, their captain, Dinesh Nakrami, fantastic guy.
Oh, popped in the air. Oh, he's gone. Ramon is gone. Played that in the air.
That was just. Thank you very much.
That was, I would say he was quite unlucky. He thought the ball was going to stay low, but popped up. And Oguntoke Femi was quite quick enough on his feet to take that catch. And now 5 wickets lost by Ibejuleki. With a total runs of 57. 11 overs.
So, like I said, for Nigeria, we lost by 5 margins. And when I mean 5 margins is where some games look like it was going to be won by Nigeria.
Heavens came down.
We just allowed those opponents to wrestle it away from them. Like the game against Kenya at the Integrated Polytechnic Regional College. The guy who scored 103 runs not out, when he came on, Alex Obanda, when he came on, he got hit on the ribs of Peter Aho's bowling. And for 2 overs, he didn't score any run because he was still struggling and nursing that pain. But when he decided to start, 103 runs not out, 9 fours and 8 sixes was the story.
Very well played there.
That should be 4.
Yes, that's a 4. From the sound of the bat, you would know that's a 4.
You're very stupid.
That's Koforola.
Like, a lot.
Now I think FGC Warri would now start re-strategizing. Zio.
That looks like Kofo.
Ame. He should move back or wear that thing properly.
Ogunaike Folajuwon slapping the ball, literally speaking, and that's a way to end the over. Doing what the other guys should have done.
Ali, 61, over.
You're headed there. 61 runs on board.
Return bowler. Bakari.
Coming in back is Bakari Taiwo.
We also saw what happened at the last World Cup in Oman and UAE. There were some games that some unknown names, like the game against England. Why am I still going back to the past? Well, the past they say relate to the present. The game against England, you had names like Conway, names like Stoinis. You know, so those are.
You know, you're missing one particular name. The man who cost New Zealand the World Cup finals against England is also the same man who cost England the finals at the T20 World Cup. Jimmy Nisham.
I didn't want to just start waxing lyrical about the person talking about New Zealand, but again, oh, lovely bowling there. But
Good running from the batters, 2 runs. Oh, miss call, wrong end thrown there by Ovio Zwazu. If he had thrown it to the bowler's end.
But like we always say, the rule remains the rule. The safest end to throw a ball is to the wicket keeper.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. The safest place to throw the ball is always to the wicketkeeper. And based on his turn, nobody called a particular end for him, and he had to throw to the safest place he had.
Folajuwon and Ogunaike trying to.
Would they be able to utilize that for 2?
That's sure 2 runs.
Actually, that should be 3. That should be 3. If they had taken the first one fast, the second one would have been this strolling in would have been the third one, because the fielder there,
Bengal
Olayemi, was actually staying at the right hand of the umpire, and the ball was played towards the man, towards third man, which there was no protection there for the bowler. Now Ibeju seems to now be using their feet to score. They know the runs are actually low, so even if the boundaries are not coming, they need to start utilizing and taking the fielders on, and that is what they are doing right now.
They know they have bigger runs on board. They have bigger runs on board, and so they need to put up some considerable runs that would be very, very defendable.
Kudos to our 2 scorers, Mainat and Jumoke.
Why giving them kudos when they can't give me things I want?
You just sit right beside them. All you need to do is just appeal.
So I guess I need to rephrase what I just said. The 2 names you mentioned are feminine, and so when I said not giving me what I want, it reads a lot of interpretation.
That's why I said you needed to appeal. Short ball that bowled. The batsman was trying to dodge away. All he needed to do was just move his right foot and hit the ball, and that would have gone all the way to the boundary, because there's no protection at points and extra covers. Very well played, driven on the onside for just a single.
Good call. And this is what we call aggressive batting. And I like the positivity of these lads. Unlike what I saw of the other guys that I expected much from and they gave little, you know. So these guys are giving me a lot of positivity. You gave kudos to 2 ladies, Muinot and who again?
Jumoke.
Okay, so I needed some stats from them. So when I said they didn't give me what I want, I don't want people to make it look like. So, but what I'm asking from them is stats.
And we have in the commentary box one man that everybody knows can actually tear a team apart.
So they are trying to buy their way into my heart. But I appreciate what they've just done. 67 runs, 13 overs gone, 5 wickets.
All you needed to do was just tell them, look, you look beautiful, you're fine today. Just all you need to do is just woo them. Simple.
67 runs, 13 overs gone, 5 wickets down, 7 more to go. Femi Oguntoke back to the football pitch end.
Good body, Oguntoke, good body.
Femi Oduebo is here, played 39 last week. And that 39 was as if he played the kind of runs Ken Williamson played in the final. Just 39. And the water he drank, I was asking myself, what's wrong with Femi? But then I know the weather really played a factor in Femi.
The very funny thing was after the game, Femi was like, he wasn't even seeing the ball again at some point in time.
But Yomi, please help me thank Femi. It was very, very helpful on my way to Rwanda and on my return from Rwanda. God bless you, Femi. I say it openly.
Short ball, not utilized properly.
And I saw him at the airport and I was like, Femi, what happened to you? He said, Kyung, was very, very tired.
He was tired. He was really tired. I'm sure after the game, he went back to look at the footages and very well played there. Oh, drop catch from Okpe. Okpe dropped the catch. He was right underneath the catch there, but he dropped it again. The shot played there by Folajuwon. These two batters are actually taking it properly now.
Yes.
And now you can see that the field sets of FGC Warri seems to be a little bit sloppy now. 4 drop catches already.
Yeah. You don't give people second life. And you know, in T20 we always say that there is nothing like you being the one on strike and I'm just checking for you. The two of you must be on strike and then you put your opponent under pressure. And that's what the two of them are actually doing. The two of them are really taking the game by the stroke of the neck.
Now you can see that they're trying to encourage themselves on the field. That is the FGC Warri. One run.
Over up. "70 runs on board, 14 overs gone, 5 wickets down."
Rising Star will be asking themselves, Ibeju needs to just pull off something miraculous here, because the big question now is, if Ibejuleki wins this game, the net run race would apply to who qualifies to Division 1. Very well played there.
Every ball counts. Every ball counts.
Ali, help me tell
Drop catch again, ladies and gentlemen. Now we can say that the FGC Warriors fielding in terms of taking catches are quite a little bit bad. 5 drop catches already in this game.
Abysmal.
Very, very. Is that a white ball? Yes, white ball declared there by the umpire Chimezo Unzilike.
Mejuleki Cricket Club 2 batting.
White ball again.
Yes. So you can't decipher a wide ball, but from the batter's movement and the wicket keeper's position, sometimes it gives you an idea of whether it was a wide or not. And you see that the wicket keeper Okudili was at full stretch. If that ball had beaten him, it was going to go for a wide fall.
Has that gone all the way to the boundary? Yes, that has gone all the way.
I must give kudos to Folajuwon and Eriola. Both of them, Eriola Alabi to pronounce in full, the two of them have taken this game to FGC. 81 runs on board, 15 overs gone, 5 wickets down. With the next 5 overs, they should get to a 130 with the positivity I'm seeing. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. They should be able to get to a 150. If they
I didn't say 150, I said 130.
I think they should. They still have.
I don't want to push my luck too far.
They still have a chance of getting to.
No, the reason I'm saying this, the reason I said 130 is not for anything, but the way FGC have been giving away second life. You know how many drop catches? Like 5 drop catches. So that's the reason I'm saying we could have such.
Very well played there. Finding the man at long off, who actually did.
Muri didn't know where the ball was, but for the intervention of Okpeyemi, he never knew where the ball was. That ball would have gone for a 4.
game that we thought was FGC Worry doing pretty much well seems gradually slipping off their hands. And anything above 100 here will be a very big call. Is that a wide ball? Wide ball declared there by umpire.
I saw that ball, but I didn't want to preempt the decision of the umpire, which was Wale Adekoya. But I saw the action of the batter, and I felt that was going to be a wide, but the umpire confirmed that. And in achieving the 130 that we postulated, they need 10 runs per over.
Yeah, definitely.
But let's see whether it's still achievable.
Very well played there.
All the way from Ojo.
He went for the ball. That would have been a wide, but he decided to go for the ball.
So definitely, just like Ricky said, a 6 is better than a single. But what we're seeing here, a single is a single.
Well, I've got two guys close to me at the commentary position. One is a Nigerian international. We actually flew together, Taiwo Mohammed. And the other one is one of the few guys in Nigerian cricket to score century in a league match. Tunde Ayinde, captain of GCI. Whoa.
Has that gone all the way for a 6?
No.
Oh, that was close.
This guy has got hearts. That guy he's achieved what they want him to achieve in this over. We needed 10 runs per over. I'm sure they must have achieved 10 runs in that over. That was a lovely 6.
Yeah, that was a very good big 6 there from Fola.
That six, I'm sure Taiwo is here, will remind me of 6 that I saw at the tournament. 6 from Ademola Onikoyi, 6 from Dinesh Nakrami, 6 from Alex Obanda. I don't want to remember that name. Each time I sleep, I have nightmares. How do you score 8 6s and 9 4s? That 6 was a fat 6.
Very fat 6. It was.
These guys are showing some level of positivity.
It's today's Femi's birthday.
Femi's actually a very good person. I'm sure at the back of his mind he wants to play in Division 1. And it would be nice to see Femi play in Division 1, especially against FCC, that's Foundation Cricket Club. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Femi has made it open now. He's actually on free contract, so anybody can pick him up. He just said he doesn't know which team he's going to be playing for this coming season. Oh, actually, the season has started already. End of the over. 92 runs.
92 runs on board. 5 wickets down. 16 overs gone. Wow. These guys are showing some positivity. Things you need in a T20 game.
Scorer. Umpire Sicker into the scorers. Bringing in a new bowler, Oladujoye. The man who cricket everybody says talks a lot. Now he's coming into bowl. Would they be able to break this partnership that has given Ibejuleki a very good game?
Massive game. Initially, I think Yomi, you need to apologize. I also need to apologize, and I'm tendering my own apology. I thought this game was going to end with some 60-something runs with the way they were playing, but these two guys have just taken it to another level. Oh, that's. I thought this game was going to end with some 60-something runs, but these two guys have just
done pretty much good justice.
No,
to
they've taken this game. They've scored over 30 runs.
Which is technically a very good partnership here.
Yeah.
Six wicket partnership here has really actually helped the Beju to get a very good total. So the remaining 5 wickets they have at hand will definitely be an explosive one. Though the overs are actually not on their side anymore.
The umpire having a discussion with the batter. Once the bowler has made the move, the Meiji.
Oh, he got bowled. He got bowled.
Finally, the man is gone.
Six wicket lost. 6 wicket down. 93 runs on board. 93 runs.
Overs.
16 gone.
The incoming guy is Komilafe Kayode. That looks like a KK.
Yeah, KK. K square. Or whatever way you want to put it. K and K. K square. K double. Would he be able to continue the momentum that Ibejuleki had for the 5th wicket stand?
This board, as we caution in a different way. You can never practice it. Wow. Let me put that
The Meiji to Komolafe. He decided to check the first ball. Let's see what happens for the second ball.
International scorers. Shagri!
One run there. I'm sure a lot of people would have been asking what's going on in the commentary box. A lot of international and ex-internationals are actually coming in here. They want their voices to be heard also in the commentary box. And they're going to be doing pretty much well as well.
Good stuff. The run rate seems to have gone down.
Not technically down. They just need to find a way to hit the boundary now. If the boundary is scored, definitely to take them back into the required run rate.
Short! Ah! Classic! Overthrow!
Ah, please, please,
17 overs gone, 6 wickets down, 96 runs. Why I'm saying that, Yomi, as at the time the other batter was in. The runs were pushing up, and he got out on 92.
Yeah, so now it's. I understand the fact that you said the run, because the new batter is in, so definitely the run rate will definitely drop. But it doesn't still mean the momentum has been lost. The momentum is still there. So they'll be doing everything possible to ensure that the momentum keeps going. And I'm sure they will do everything possible to still try as much as possible to keep the Juleki under 120, like you foretold. So definitely it's going to be something to look out for. Oguntoke coming back into the attack. Will Akomalafe be able to utilize this bowler? Short ball, very well played from Oguntoke, from Akomalafe.
Sare!
Brian, please leave here.
They are
doing well. Yeah, I prepared the ground, so I prepared it. No problem.
We don't catch you.
As the ground man, I'll do shogo. I'll do the shogo.
Finally, they've crossed century.
100. It's definitely going to be a tough one now that Ibejuleki Cricket Club 2 has been able to cross the 100 mark. So now they have something to defend. So FGC Warri will be asking themselves, you had a team under 40, you had a team under 40 something for the loss of 4 wickets, and now you've only taken 6 wickets and they are over 100. So it means the wickets are actually, the runs are actually coming in, just like I said, towards the tail end of the inning.
Just one good stop there from the fielder. Over up 104 runs, 6 wickets down, 18 overs gone, and this is the over where they just need to start play the improper cricket. When I mean play the improper cricket is, what do you want to do with the remaining 4 wickets? It's not an advantageous point for you, so you need to start scoring the runs.
Take advantage of every small chances you have.
Yes.
That's what definitely would have been the message the drinks man had passed across to.
They need to score 10 runs per over off the bat and then wait for the extras, because the extras definitely will come. This is the over where they need to give a brief. I would have expected that in this period the captain was supposed to send the 12th man in to give water and then give the instruction.
Yeah, so after the 12th man went in, he went in to give that instruction. Very well played there.
This should be 2 runs, comfortable 2 runs.
Yeah, definitely. They took the 2 easily.
They should. They need to start taking those runs. They need to now they are. This is 18.1 overs. 106 runs on board. The calculation is 10 runs per over. Lovely shot. That is 2 runs. He needs to.
One run there.
1 run. Well,
Bakari was quick enough on his feet to
Yes.
actually prevent the second one from.
they need to rotate the strike. This is not the period when anybody needs to start dotting the balls. Dotting the balls will not help anybody, and they need to start doing that mathematical calculation in their head.
Their head, yes, definitely, you're right, Sean. They need to start
That's
doing it in their head.
we've scored 3 runs off 2 balls.
7 runs in the next 4 balls.
Yes.
Very possible.
That's the calculation.
It's very well played there. Dago was dead. 1 run considered. Okoyemi quick on his feet to prevent
Oguntoke,
2 runs being considered. Oguntoke 3 off 3.
no, 3 or 4.
3 off 4. Sorry, 4 off 3. That's the right word. 4 off 3. 4 runs off 3 balls.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no! 1 run? Is that a run out chance? Yes.
Which is
Run
now
out
red
taken.
That's lovely from
That's
Ekene.
Ekene.
card to the bowler.
Ekene. The batters heard your word, Shield, trying to rotate the strike, but now they've lost their 7 wickets.
Yes, they need to score those runs. This is Pile.
Rajesh, yes please. That's Rajesh.
Pile, the wicket keeper. He needs to come in and show why he has been included in this squad, and that is score those runs.
He has no choice than just to score them.
Bowling is Dimeji. Sorry, we mistook him for Oguntoke.
It's okay, yes.
$18.4 overs, 7 wicket down, 108 runs on board. Is the 130 still possible
I don't think so, sure.
with the inclusion of Pile? Wicket. Lovely bowling. Lovely bowling from Dimeji, getting the wicket of Komolafe.
Last over, yeah? Last over?
Yes.
That was a good over from Dimeji. Got 2 wickets in that over.
What is on it?
In comes Lala Usman Yusuf, the real name. Eight wickets down. Usman and Pile. Dimeji bowling. Last over. 8 wickets down.
We started 7 minutes past 2.
Last over.
Abdul Fattah. We start counting down. 19.1 overs. 109.
Come on now, last over now.
Last over, Lele, yo.
You could hear the spectators.
I'm sorry to use this harsh word. This looks like an irresponsible batting. Irresponsible batting. At the last over,
Trying to play for the
you are dotting balls.
Hit the ball. That's what he needs to do. Now he decides to hit the ball, but straight back into the ball.
He's not hitting the ball because the bowler did not bat an eyelid. He didn't stress himself to pick that ball. It wasn't a dangerous ball to him.
I saw your partner sitting there.
Would 2 runs be taken there? 2 runs.
Oh.
To Eroy going after the bowler, telling him that was a run out chance. Now the last ball, would it be a dot ball or a boundary here?
How many more? 1, 2 more.
Lala, they want to do best. Push it. Mẹ́fà ni. Masalo, méjì padà. Lọ́ba, jẹ́ kó lọ́ba. Sáré Lala.
Just 1 run conceded. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the first innings.
112 runs
12 runs.
for loss of 8 wickets. 113 to win.
Ibejuleke did pretty much good, ensuring that this game falls into their hands properly. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second innings. First ball, first wicket. Muri Afolabi. Last game he scored a duck. This game again, he scored another duck. The least of all people that we least expected. Because I was about to say, Sheo, how would Ibejuleki start this game with a spinner, Ramon? But now, the tactics has actually worked. The first ball, first wicket. Sheo, you look so surprised.
I don't look surprised because it's part of the game of cricket, and it's rather unfortunate that the job Muri has been limited to is to come to bat. He is not. He used to be their wicket keeper. That position has been occupied by Emmanuel Okudili, former Nigerian international, and so his job was just to go in there and bat. And the first ball of that over is a wicket from Ramon, who also did not do justice with the bat, and so he's trying to make up with the bowling. And in comes Okpeyemi Awosomi, another spinner. So let's see how it pans out. They need 113 runs to win.
Yeah, definitely 130 runs to win with just the loss of 1 wicket. Now ready? Now they have 9 wickets.
I told you Yemi has been relegated also. He was the wicket keeper before, but that position has been taken by Pile.
So it's gonna be good to see Yemi actually see how he can actually chase the ball around. But good bowling there from Ramon, starting up this particular innings.
What a fight we have on our hands. What a fight. And in comes Okpeyemi Awosomi.
Ramon Adeleke. If somebody already has a crown, 2 runs there. Good running in between wicket. Ramon seems furious. Two runs taken by the 2 batters there of Miami. We actually saw a fielder actually limping while he was trying to chase the ball. The man at mid-on. Two runs to be taken. Yes, 2 runs.
Like that last match. That guy was outside. That's inside. He was outside. He was inside there.
Ramon sacking himself off. Very well bowled there from Ramon Adeleke.
Wide ball. After that wicket, Ramon seems to be struggling to get another one.
I'm probably guessing the job was to just get Muritala Folabi out.
Yeah.
Because obviously he was struggling with form.
Well,
if a spin could actually get him out, I don't know what else he needs to do on the field.
you can't only get Muritala out. You need,
Oh, is that an edge? Not given them by the umpires.
over up, and at the end of the first over, 6 runs. And just joined us is former captain of Nigerian cricket national team, and at some point in time was standing captain in Rwanda, Ademola Onikoyi. So let me give you a bit of stats about what happened at the regional finals. Onikoyi was the first player in that tournament to score a 6. His first ball against Tanzania was a 6. So you can imagine a bowler coming, first ball you hit him for a 6.
Well, it's actually expected, Shewa, in the T20. You expect the unexpected in the T20 game. So even if you are a bowler, the batter goes after you for the first ball for a 6. It's bound to happen. At one point in time in that innings, if you're a bowler, you're definitely going to be hit for a 6.
And we saw a flash of what Onikoyi could do in one of those games at IPRC, Integrated Polytechnic Regional College against Kenya. He scored 20 runs in the first over. The bowler was a spinner. They had to take the ball off him. He then copped a groin injury that ruled him out of the final game against Tanzania. And so for Ademola Onikoyi, who plays for St. Gregory's Cricket Club, we expect him to be back plus or minus in the next 2 to 3 weeks, owing by the groin injury he suffered. Oh, lovely shot.
The two batters are taking comfortable singles there.
Yeah.
Field setting, we adjusted there by Yemi Amusa on behalf of the captain of the Beduleki.
But how risky is it, Yomi, to put Ogunaike where he is, knowing that he's struggling with an hamstring?
Yeah, it's actually quite not so risky. It gives him an advantage to actually react and save the ball rather than be in the 30-yard circle.
No, why not keep him at slips where he will not really stress himself?
Big question is, if it has to be at slips, he needs to bend his knee when he's actually having cramps. So the moment he bends his knee, he's going to even have cramps the moment he tries to do a lower catch or take a slip catch. So he needs to stay up all right, and keeping out the fence is actually the best option.
Fair point.
These two batters are doing
Coming from the Iwaya end, Karim Gafar.
I'm still trying to imagine why he likes calling it the wire end. I'm still trying to imagine what is so Iwaya about that side. Umpire no move.
Unperturbed. Good bowling there from Karim Gafar. Over up.
Second over gone. 9 runs. Just 1 wicket.
Chasing 113. They need 113 to win.
That's 104 runs to win. Ramon Adeleke, the man who did the damage in the first over. Ramon Adeleke.
I think you should just do a soft landing. Ramon.
Yeah, I should just Leave it at Ramon.
Leave it at Ramon.
Leave it at Ramon.
You know, sometimes people ask me what's the full names of the Nigerian coach. By the time I tell them, they say, Sheon, what happened to Asanka?
The truth is, I don't know his full name. You're the only Nigerian that has known that calls his name in full.
I don't think he also knows his full name.
How would he?
Sorry.
You know your full name. So obviously he knows his full name. But in reality, I'd rather just call him with the name everybody knows him. Even the ICC commentators and even the ICC call him Asanka.
But his names are very simple to pronounce.
Sheon, you're the only person that knows how to pronounce that name.
Deshabandu Asanka Pradigrusinya.
Bros, Asanka is Asanka.
Okay, so I don't know my full name because there are some other names that people gave me that I don't know aside from Oluwaseun Ajidagba. So there are some other names. So that's why I said I cannot from this position call my full names. But back to the playoff. Ibejulekri Cricket Club 2 versus FGC Warri. Beju batted first, scored 112 for loss of 8 wickets in 20 overs.
So let's talk about the season. The season is going to be starting in December.
Yeah.
All expectations and all hopes are high for the season.
Yeah.
Ibejulekri Cricket Club 1 has been dominant in the last 8 to 9 years, and their biggest rival has been Government College. Their biggest rival has been Government College Old Boys Cricket Club, popularly known as JCI. So what do you think this season would be like, knowing that we're playing on the grass wickets now?
Well, this season promises lots of expectation. I'm expecting to see some insipid batting, some great bowling, some eye-catching wicket keeping, and some exquisite catches from the fielders. T20 is nobody's game. It's about who wants it the most. Ibejulekri 1 has played some considerable level of cricket. I say that. No, this can't be count. No.
Manager!
You want to catch what I took for you last time?
That catch no hard. That catch no hard. That catch no hard. See person wey catch, I say
Big game here. The two batters are saved comfortably, running in between the wickets. Is that an LBW field? No, not given there by umpire Tunisia.
And the way Gafar is swinging those balls, swinging them very well.
Yeah, definitely swinging them very well.
And the way I'm looking at Gafar's bowling is reminiscent of those good old days of Yemi Adegbola. Watch his movement.
Not the good old days. Yemi is actually still bowling pretty much well. He's definitely going to be bowling for Foundation Cricket Club in this season.
So when I said Yemi Adegbola's good old days, compare those days of Yemi and now.
Okay, then he was quite quick. Now he's bowling with experience. So yeah, you're quite right.
Or you want to compare Femi Oduebo of Haborun 2013 and South Africa to Femi, who is struggling to play 40 runs and is taking 2 bags of water. That was a lovely drive from Okpe.
Yeah, definitely.
And good stop from
the bowler there.
I'm going to ask you this question. Let's take it passing from down.
I'll go play for another station.
Sometimes don't reach. Sometimes don't reach.
Wide ball.
What's the expectation like, Sean, for the university games?
High expectations.
In terms of field preparations and the school itself?
Well, the alumni of Unilag are doing very, very well. Better bowling from Gafar. Gafar is busting my brain, literally speaking. He's bowling very, very well. But talking about the alumni, you know, when you have committed alumni, this is what you are going to get. According to Yemi Amusa, in Nigeria, this is about the best surface to play. He has 6 different surfaces that are good enough for the game of cricket, if prepared very well. So the alumni are committed, the likes of Kwesi, Kofi, Mr. Uyosa Nosawaru Akpata, the president of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, you know, Olabi Odugwa, and a whole lot of them. You know, so all of them are very committed in ensuring that the standard of this pitch is, you know, improved upon. We've already had an international game played here, Nigeria against Sierra Leone, so we hope to have more games played on this pitch. So expectation is high. Nuga is March 16 to 27, all other things being equal.
Manager, the big question is, will cricket play a role in the university games?
You mean that question you asked me? If not because you are my very good friend, I will have told security to bond you out of this place. How do you spend so much money on this field and then you say cricket will not be part of it? Cricket is a big tradition in University of Lagos, and you know cricket is a big tradition in Nuga. Except a school does not have the conditions to play, that's when these issues will crop up. But the pitch is ready. If Nuga is even tomorrow, the pitch is ready to host Nuga. The teams are ready to play. So
technically, in the whole setup, it seems this is the only pitch that is ready in the university. Every other pitch are under construction. And the big question everybody's asking is, when will this pitch be ready? Will they be ready before January 2021? Looking behind us, the football pitch is already being grassed, and it's already looking all greenish. Definitely, football pitch would definitely be ready before then. But the question is, what happens to the volleyball court, the basketball court, the table tennis, and the swimming pools, and all of that?
well, as far as Nuga is concerned, everything will be ready before the due date. The president of Nuga, Professor Stephen Amafelto, when he came to Unilag, said he trusts the judgment of university, who have decided to have this competition played in March. So I'm very optimistic that things will be ready, but we want to restrict ourselves to our sport that we love so much, which is cricket. And from indication, all that needs to be done is just the pavilion for the spectators, and that will be done any moment from now. But as far as the playing condition is concerned, everything seems ready. Ramon was doing well up until he decided to do otherwise. And like we say in English, if it's not broken, you don't fix it.
You don't fix it. Yeah, you're right, sure.
But he has reduced the run rate for FGC.
Short ball, very well utilized there by Okpayemi. Would 2 runs be taken? 2 runs taken there.
Why you not carrying the ball? You go there. As in, very annoying.
Over up.
End of the over, ladies and gentlemen. After the fall of the first wicket, After the fall of the first wicket, Federal Government College Warri 16 runs for 5 overs in just 1 wicket.
It's not acknowledged in presence of. Why are you doing like this? You are disrespecting our alumni. Not even acknowledge his presence. How about college? Don't worry. They are disrespecting you now. Let them know.
So, Tunda Inde is making a case for Kunle Awosomi, ex-student of University of Lagos. You can imagine. This life is not a balanced thing at all.
Oh, very well bowled there.
Abdul Fattah has not found comfort in the batting crease. No thanks to the bowling of Gafar. Swinging the ball very well and keeping them on check. And I'm sure this will not be to the joy of Eroy Ororo, the captain of FGC.
Big one here for FGC Warri, and a very good bowling attack from the Ibejuleke Cricket Club too, ensuring that in 6 overs they are less than 30 runs.
Sure.
Better bowling from Gafar. Seems to be very impressed with the way he's bowling. Wide ball as declared by the umpire Chimezie Onwuzulike.
A lot of people will be asking themselves, what's the biggest game to look for in this season? Would it be the same old rivalry we see, GCI versus Ibejuleke, or would it be FCC against ILCC?
Let me be frank with you, every game is a big game as far as T20 is concerned. This is the kind of games the Indians love to play. So just imagine not preempting anything, a Rising Stars gains promotion where we have a Lagos Asians Cricket Club. Those guys would comfortably play those 20 overs and you know they can hit the ball very well. So every game is a big game. You can't rule out a government college, Ugeli also. So these are games and everybody will have to fortify their squad one way or the other.
You're definitely right, Joe. Everybody would have to fortify their team. 6 overs gone. 18 runs on board, ladies and gentlemen. New bowler. Still maintaining spin from this particular end.
And the end of the 6th over means power play is over.
Captain of the side, Dimeji coming into bowl. Is also coming in with spin. I'm probably guessing Ibejuleke understands that spin is actually doing pretty much well for them. The biggest game test for me would be to look at the Ibejuleke one side. Pretty much a very decent side. Pretty much a very decent side with 2 of the best opening new ball bowlers in Nigeria, Taiwo Mohammed and Mustafa Yusuf. But the big test will be the first change with technically my spin for the side. So GCI just like you said, Shu, a lot of teams will be looking forward to fortify their sides.
Yeah.
Everybody's hoping and looking at how this 2021-2022 season would unfold. Played up in the air. Is it well taken there?
Abdul Fattah is out. The mistake made by FGC, where they dropped about 5 catches, they can't afford to make such mistake. And Ayinde, not the Ayinde of the captain of Government College about the Old Boys Cricket Club, but that of Ibejuleki Cricket. No, we need to be explicit. So someone will not say, has he retrogressed by going to Division 2? But the honest truth is, Ayinde, the captain of Ibeju, had a terrible game in the first innings with the bat. He didn't score considerable runs that was required of a captain. So the only way he can compensate that for his team is to come in the second innings and reduce FGC from attaining the required 113 runs. And in comes former Nigerian international Emmanuel Okudili, who they think can take the game from the scruff of the neck, can wrestle the game from losing position to taking them to a deserved place, which is victory is all they crave for. And the two batters are vastly experienced, Okpeyemi and Okudili. So the first assignment of Ayinde is to break their partnership
Without allowing them settle in.
Once Okudili settles in, he can wreck this team. The wicket of Okpeyemi is gone. LBW, which is an acronym for leg before wicket.
I just prepare my mind.
Ibejuleki doing pretty much well.
He's had like 2 appeals that were waved away, but this he could not just get over it.
Couldn't get over it. Yes, definitely. Okpeyemi playing across the line of the ball. If he had played straight, he would have driven it straight down towards the man at mid-on. But he decided to go across, and now he lost his wickets.
Again, we say cricket is unpredictable.
3 wickets, ladies and gentlemen.
We say cricket is unpredictable. Why I'm saying that is the first innings, the usual suspects did not score the runs that was required. The likes of Goyal, the likes of Ramon, not also forgetting Ayinde the captain, Yemi Amusa. But these 2 guys out of the blues just took them to victory. I mean, when I mean took them to a deserved place was Ogunaike and Gafar. So we don't know what's happening now, but these guys need to come good. Olayemi and Okudili, that's O square.
Field readjustment there from the Ibejuleki.
What would you do with your back set up? Would you go for a back 3? Would you go for a back 4? Well, I'd like to think that they would enjoy the idea.
Good start from Benga.
you get crab, you still they come out say you won't come play.
Ogunaike is coming from the Iwaya, or call it the second gate end. Good batting there from Okudili. But he seems to be limping, and I'm guessing he has more like an hamstring.
It definitely it looks like a groin to me. But he needs to be careful.
Then with all the things that we say is plaguing him, is he coming quick?
Question is, can he bowl 4 overs?
With
That was so plumb. That was definitely so plumb. What was Olayemi thinking of? What was he trying to do? What was he trying to do? Ladies and gentlemen, it seems Ibejuleki had running through the batting lineup.
there's trouble in Form 6.
Trouble in Form 6, yes, you're right. 4 wickets down, 22 runs on board. 9.3 overs gone. Now you have a big gun. Ovie. The big ex-international of Nigeria.
If you want to learn it.
Ovie Osasu, ex-Nigerian international. Shil,
Yeah.
what do you think? These two batters are ex-international for the country. They understand pretty much well playing under pressure and such situations like this. What do you think their approach will be?
The approach should be first getting into the game, gradually building the innings before they become explosive. These two guys, if they spend some 6 overs, I'm sure they will take them to a comfortable position. So what Ibejuleki Cricket Club 2 must avoid is allowing these two guys settle.
Lost ball there is. Ovie should have sent that all the way to the man that sent the way all the way to mid-wicket. As you can see, there's only one man at square leg and one man at 30 yards at mid-wicket.
20 naira lower no account
Big person.
Ovie seems to be struggling.
Well, it's normal. When you just got into a game, you understudy what the bowler is doing. More importantly, when you know you guys are chasing some runs and wickets are falling and a lot of hope is rested on your shoulder, you need to be very, very careful. It's better for him to understudy this bowler than for him to play some irrational shots that will put the team under more pressure. That's wide ball.
Declared there by umpire Chimezi Owunzulike. Who we don't know if he's going to be retiring very soon. That's Chimezi Owunzulike.
Too young to retire.
That brings us to the end of the over. But pretty more well. Bowling in the half volley and making it rise above the Ovie, forcing him to move back and try to square court.
Something has to change. I am not in the middle, but I'm sure what the duo of Ovie and Emmanuel Okudili are saying is we must take our team to victory. A lot is rested on our shoulders. We can't afford to give away our wickets.
They can't afford to give away their wickets. And now the captain of the side, Himeji, coming in back into the attack to bowl. Emmanuel Okudili to contend with him.
What a game we have on our hands. Good stop. Yemi had to go down low. Did that sound right?
There's a lyrics that goes that way, go down low. Okudili is playing across the line of the ball.
He's out.
4 wickets down. I'll tell you the 4 wickets of FGC. Can they go for 2? Yes. Comfortable 2 runs. We've seen the wickets of Afolabi, Abdul Fattah, Awosomi, and Olayemi Gbenga. Batting now is Ovie Osuaso and Emmanuel Okudili. Just 1 run taken there. Lovely throw. Better bowling there from Mainde, but I'm sure not to the delight of the batting side.
Loose ball there. And only 1 run considered.
They are fielding well. They are not giving away the runs cheaply. 27 runs on board. 4 wickets down. 9 overs gone. They are chasing 112. My mathematics is poor, but do the mathematical calculation. What is required should be 86. $86 runs required, 9 overs gone, 11 more to go. Quite a lot to play for. The batters are Emmanuel Okudili and Ovie Osuaso, but the striker is Ovie.
86 and 66. Dot balls really matter now.
Ogunaike and Ovie Osuaso.
sure the Beju team knows that these two batters are quite experienced, so they're going to make sure that they push them towards the edge to the point that they would push them to the edge to the point that they will be forced to start looking for the boundaries.
They go for comfortable 2 runs. OVA trying to build the innings.
I'm showing 5 balls. Fourth stump. OVA has not been able to move his back foot, that's his right foot. What he does is he moves back and tries to stretch his hand. But if he's able to just move his front foot, his back foot, that's his right foot, towards the ball, he'll be able to play it in between gully and backward of point.
It's as simple as just finding those spaces. There are spaces, and going by what the bowler is doing, it's just for you to look for those spaces in between the wicket keeper and the man. Just look for that space and then just take those runs. You might necessarily not get those boundaries, but the most important thing is just to tick those runs.
So if I was to be the fielding captain, what I would have done is basically, knowing that Okudili is experienced in playing the ball on the offside, what I would have done is ensure that Okudili stays off strike longer and allow Ubi stay on strike and keep holding the ball on the fourth stump, forcing him to keep giving me front balls.
Can they go for 2? Definitely not. Just 1 run. And I must commend the fielding of Ibeju. Lekki Cricket Club 2. Better than what I saw last week. It was misplaced fielding last week. They were here and there against Rising Stars, and Rising Stars took advantage of that. And what they gave Rising Stars in the first innings, they could not measure up in the second innings, and so they were beaten. Lovely shot, but good fielding. And I was still asking Lyrical about their fielding, and they just confirmed that 10 overs gone, 4 wickets down.
10 overs gone, ladies and gentlemen. Total runs on board is 32 runs.
Once in a while, once in a while. Come out. Look at that time again. If you don't come out.
Don't give up, let's come on. Come on, Skip.
One. Senior batting, you see. Don't be like this. You look yourself. One.
Yeah, for long run. The way I play, when we used to be enjoying it. Only Baba, come on.
Oba! Oh, this is Remo. One senior ló ń bá ti yìí. àwọn senior lélẹ̀ ó ṣàwọn ọpẹ́ lélẹ̀ senior tó bá ti ṣe fáwọn ilé ọmọ jẹ́ kó mọ̀ gbàgbé pé ó ti pẹ́ ó wà lára.
You don't bowl a short ball to
Senior,
You never bowl a short ball to him.
all those things that they used to do in IPL, that you be communicating with player on the field.
Yeah. 48 runs on board. 12 overs, 48 runs. Very well bowled there by Komolafe. Yemi Amusa dashing in to stop a single. Okudili and OVA playing senior roles.
Like the next stage after that. I don't open up your laptop.
Komolafe, who was fantastic last week, is back again for Ibeju, having 2 dot balls already.
One gets me, the other one.
How many overs are more? How many overs are more? 3.
Obvious Wazoo decides to go big. Oh, very still well fielded there. I think.
Real okay.
The Nike seems to still be down. Is he gonna get up? Yes, he is up. Fine.
Hold on.
Ogunaike hoping is back and better. We see him struggling before, but it seems to be good. But gradually,
Obvious Wazoo has just been bowled. Not playing in front, decides to go back, and now
you know, I was about saying gradually getting back, but unfortunately, it didn't just happen.
Loss of wicket for FGC Warri. Obvious Wazoo 50 is out. 50 runs on board, as you've heard from our scorers. 5 wickets down.
And in comes Oladunjoye Dimeji, a left-hand batsman. After the exit of Oviosuaso, himself and Okudili were trying to build the innings. But just very quickly, we are still right here at the Unila Cricket Oval, and this is the playoff to determine the 2 teams that will be gaining promotion to Division 1. We have Rising Stars, we have Federal Government College Warri Old Boys Cricket Club, and of course Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club. It pleases to announce that we have here with us at the commentary position the man who has been saddled with responsibility of taking the league in West Africa to another level, the chairman of the CCC, Mr. Akindentin. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Your impression about the 3 weekends that we have had for the playoffs?
It's been very engaging. This is what we looked out for. We want the very best. We want teams to engage themselves on the field of play, and let winners get promoted and losers get relegated. That's what is done. That's best practice all over the world, and that's what we have chosen to do. So it's been 3 weekends of fun. It's one of the first times that we're going to have playoffs around here for cricket, but it's the way to go. We're happy.
Before I let you go, because I know you are very busy, let's look at futuristically the league. All other things being equal, would start on December 11. I beg your pardon. What are our expectations, and what format are we going to be playing? Because a lot of people might want to know.
Okay, so this season we're going to be playing. The league is going to be played embracing the T20 format, double round robin. both in Division 1 and Division 2. So teams will play themselves on home and away basis, embracing the T20 format in the first instance. When the league is over, then we will consider having probably a knockout again where we will have ODIs. But just like you said, the league should start in 2 weeks' time. It will start in a big bang. We'll start with both divisions, 1 and 2, and we're excited.
Finally, the league definitely is a sponsored league. Who are we looking up to sponsor this coming league?
A friend of cricket, Honorable Engineer Bolan Yishawu, has agreed to partner with us because he sees the value proposition in engagement with sports. He's one of those few legislators that talks about sports as a vehicle to engage the youths and to take them away from the streets. And so in the first instance, he has agreed to partner with us and sponsor the CCC League for the coming season. He has actually mobilized us, and that's why we are proud and confident that we will have a league and we will start. So we hope that the partnership will continue. We hope that the partnership will be sustained. We hope that he will see the value in what he's agreed to do with us, and we'll take it on from there.
I'm an advocate. All other things being equal, there should be a press conference to herald the start of the league, and that should be next week Sunday.
Yes. So
and that would also include us having an idea of which teams are going to be squaring off against each other.
And yes, exactly. There's a press conference arranged for next week Sunday at 4 p.m. We will be using the TBS boardroom where we will engage the press and tell them what we have in stock for the new season. We will talk about teams that have qualified. We will talk about teams that have been relegated. We'll talk about teams that will play in both Division 1s and 2, the format as well as time and duration. So we look forward to engaging you next week Sunday at TBS.
One quick question, sir. I know you're an FCC person, but being the chairman of CCC, who do you think is going to probably take the league this season?
Well, now that I wear the neutral cap, I hope that the best team wins. If the best team at this time is FCC, so be it. A few minutes ago, I got a feedback of some internationals at the recent T20 competition in Kigali, who are willing and prepared to come and partake, in the CCC League here in Lagos. If they had flight money, and they had accommodation here, they are prepared to come and play here. It means that they have already seen the Nigerian League, as one of the vehicles on the West Coast, where they can engage and where they can also earn, their trade. So we're happy. We're happy.
And I must say, before I let you go, congratulations, because this is the best league in West Africa, and it can only be better with sponsorship. And I know you have quite a lot of packages so that we can have things that are reminiscent of what is obtainable in the Indian Premier League, apart from player of the match, bowler, batter. Those things would encourage the players to actually give their all. So we'd like to wish you all the best, Mr. Akindentin, the chairman of the CCC. You started on an impressive note, and we can look forward to a very, very interesting CCC League sponsored by Engineer Bolan Yishawu, a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. And I'm sure that we should be having more of these people come to say, I'm picking this, I'm picking that. The player of the match, I want to sponsor it. The bowler of the match, I want to sponsor. The batter of any game, I want to sponsor it. Thank you, Mr. Akidenti.
Thank you very much.
And we look forward to an interesting league starting on December 11. I can't wait to see game start. But let's get through this game that is before us. Ibejuleki Cricket Club 2 versus Federal Government College Warri Old Boys Cricket Club. Gradually, these guys are taking it away from Ibeju that we thought were holding sway.
62 runs on board.
Still 5 wickets.
5 wickets at hand. This is definitely going to be a very tough one now. Because this particular over will be a determining factor.
And when you say 62, that means they need 61 runs to win.
61 runs to win, yes, you're correct. 61 runs to win.
My mathematics is not that poor.
But all in all, just like I said, this over will be a determining factor. If a maiden is taken in this over, the pendulum and pressure goes back to FGC Warri. Komolafe coming into ball to Emmanuel Okudili, who decides to go big, but pitches 45 yards and just 1 run taken.
And this is what batters like this do to you when you don't have batters of the same mode.
Same quality.
I mean, when I mean same mode is right-hand batsman, you know, this is what you offer, but when it's a mismatch, a right hand and a left hand, you just have to be switching from one end to another. Komolafe doing well, and they need to start working with the wickets and ensuring that they don't score the required runs.
You're definitely right, Joe.
We are currently in the 15th over, so this is 14.2. 4 more good balls to go and we end this over.
Just 1 run taken. Would the batters be able to take two runs taken there? 2 runs taken there.
That should have been 1 run, but for injury to Ogunaike,
yes.
who is struggling, and you don't know where to keep him now, because this is the moment where you don't allow people to take those expensive runs.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Joe. Full toss. 1 run taken. Picks up there by Usman. Just 1 run taken there.
But I'm surprised that you pick the ball and then you do an underarm throw.
I'm probably guessing he doesn't want to stress too much since the batters.
But that's a bit risky.
So we've heard it, ladies and gentlemen. 11th of December, the league officially kickstarts. The question is, which teams will be at loggerheads? Which teams will be at loggerheads? I'm sure a lot of people will now be going back to fitness. The likes of Endurance FM, the likes of Sheye Olympio, the likes of Leke, the likes of Olumide, the likes of Ziolibe, the likes of Tunde Ayinde, the likes of Abayomi.
But one thing is for sure, we are not going to be tossing the coin this time around. I mean, toss to win games. You only toss to start games. Because I know you guys tossed your way through to the final at the last tournament.
Two runs taken there. That brings us to the end of the over.
15 overs gone, 5 more overs to go. 68 runs on board. Back with us, but on a temporary basis because he's got quite a lot of inside his Olumide Akintokun.
He's the man in charge of the finances of CCC.
I'm not aware of that.
He's the man in charge of the finances of CCC.
We are not talking about that. We are not talking about that. We are talking about Olumide as an umpire, Olumide as a cricketer.
Olumide has Ebola.
Right now, I'm here as an observer. Just enjoying the game.
But Olumide, looking at what is happening, 15 overs gone, 5 wickets down, 5 more to go, with chasing 113. Where is the pendulum swinging? The fielding side or the batting side?
If I have to stake my money, I'll stake my money on the fielding side. Because it means your number 6 and number 7 are in the crease with probably with less confidence than they would have, because the top order did not lay a good foundation for them. So if I have to stick now, I'm going to stick on the fielding side.
And they are not fielding badly either.
They are not. They are running aggressively at every ball on the ground, and they seem to be organized. They seem to have a focus. This is a different side from what we saw last weekend.
I was going there. What happened last week?
I simply cannot explain. It was not the.
No, you should be able to explain because you ran commentary. I was listening to you from Rwanda.
Well,
we had yourself, we had Abayomi, we had Endurance. We even at some point in time had the OVA.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
That was sweet. That was sweet.
That ball where they find.
And that is the Okudili we know. That is the Okudili we know.
Okudili.
He took his time, timed the ball perfectly, and planted it beyond the long gun fence.
And if there's anybody that can wrestle this game away from defeat,
yeah, it's the man at the crease. Okudili is the man at the crease. He just needs to. That's a great shot, and he clears the fence. He got enough to clear the fence. Okay, it's a 6, like the umpire has indicated.
2 6s
in a row. So as I was saying, he just needs to stay calculated. He needs to know how many boundaries he has to hit in an over. Try and keep his partner off strike, face as many of the balls as possible, and he should be able to see this game through. However, things don't always go as planned. So a risky run, a mistimed shot, a miscalculated push at the ball, and the pendulum might just swing the other way. But I'll say we have a cracking last few overs on our hands.
Well, quick one for Ibeju, Lekki Cricket Club 2. What do they need? Because based on what happened last week, where it was shambolic in terms of performance, that upshoots Rising Stars Cricket Club in net run rate. They also need a big result, and that seems not coming.
Well, as it is, I think they have gone beyond. They've played beyond the point where they can get that's a catch. Okay, that was well taken there by Rajesh Pillai, the wicketkeeper of Ibeju Lekki 2. Do you see what I was telling you? A mistimed shot, and then this game starts to slip away again.
Now you see on his knees,
have you,
like
he knows he has just thrown away the biggest chance they have to win this game. He knows it. You see, he's living with himself. He knows he should have just seen this game through. That was what I was saying. A mistimed shot and everything is close to place.
But it's an opportunity for the other batters to also come to the party. I can understand the discontent of Okudili with himself, but he's taking them somewhere, which I think the other batters too can also leverage upon.
Yeah, okay, so they know what he's trying to do, but are they able to execute those shots? Are they able to plant 3 6s in an over? Are they able to muscle the ball to the boundary as frequently as Okudili would?
And in comes the captain. That's Femi Oguntoke, sorry. That's Femi Oguntoke, but Femi and Dimeji,
they don't have the muscle. Let's be real with ourselves. They don't have the muscle.
The question is, you have 2 new batters in the crease. Now, it's either the fielding captain decides to start going after the dot balls and not just take the wickets anymore, because now the overs are in his favor.
But cricket has come to teach us that muscles required, but sometimes it's about application. And I cited a quick example. Ridwan Abdul Karim was the youngest at the regional final of the ILCC Men's T20 Africa qualifier. He played some shots that people looked at him like this diminutive boy doing this. So it's about application. But do these guys have that application to do such? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, so that's what we're in for. Let's see how much of it they've got.
But again, we have to credit the bowler also.
Yeah.
He didn't allow his head drop.
True.
After
those 2 consecutive sixes.
After being knocked around. One would have thought that would
destabilize him.
But he got the wicket, and I think that's the most important thing, because if Anokudili were to be there, he spells doom for Ibejuleki Cricket Club.
He can tear Ibejuleki apart in less than 3 overs. So what's the situation?
82 for 6. 16 overs gone. And so
like I said, you have 4 overs to contend with. 1 maiden over takes the pendulum.
So when it's 82 for 6 in 16 overs, it means they require 41 runs off 24 good balls.
Yeah.
12 dot balls.
What's the calculation? 2 runs per ball?
So
technically you need one boundary per over. If you have the most, 1 boundary per over.
So they need about 10 runs per over, knowing that there will still be some wide and some other things that will come.
Yeah, assuming that there's going to be some whites. What if we don't see whites? So that's going to be a quick 2. And I'll say it appears they know.
No, what I'm saying that is, these guys are good bowlers, no doubt, but you can't see them professional all through. So if we say they require 41 runs, and I say 10 runs per over, that means out of those 4 overs, you should expect like 1 wide.
Okay.
That's my calculation. That out of those 4 overs, they can't keep it so tidy. You should expect like so. But off the wide you are expecting, with the bat, you must score 10 runs in 1 over, and they scored 2 off the first ball.
Okay, so let me pick your brain here. Penny, for your thoughts, if you were the fielding captain.
Yes.
What would you do right now?
If I was the fielding captain, if I still have my spinners, I'll go back to spinning. Why? Because they need to start hitting the fences now, and so they will be rash in that approach.
If I were to be the captain of the fielding side, I wouldn't even bother with what kind of ball I'm bowling at or what kind of batsman I'm bowling at. The point is, all I will keep telling the bowlers is keep getting me dot balls. That is what I did. Keep getting me dot balls.
So that's what,
the wicket.
I agree with you, because
Kamalafe is trying to attack the wickets now, and he's giving the batters the chance to hit the balls. Keep bowling the ball on the 4th stump. Force the batsmen to do whatever they don't know how to do. These 2 batters have shown that they can't play the square cut shot, or they can't play the drives on both covers and extra covers. So keep bowling it there. This is what I'm saying. You could see the way he played the shot.
Okay, so in that regard, Olumide, you are a pace bowler. I don't know whether the
a natural in-swinger.
Yes, I don't know whether the over
I've never
of
been a pace bowler.
I don't. Okay, but you are not a spinner. Okay, maybe we should leave it at medium pace.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying, in this case, I don't know whether the overs of Bolaon has ended. But if not, is it Abdul Ghaffar? If that has not ended, then you need to bring him back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I'll say right now it might be suicidal to start chasing wickets. Just start bowling defensively. That's why I want to agree with Abayomi.
No, but we saw what Abdul Ghaffar did. He had a considerable.
With all you've been saying, you just want to keep going after the wicket. I won't go after the wicket. I will keep bowling the dot balls. I have less than 24 balls.
Think about it. They still have 1 or 2 wickets to play with. So they have the license to
rather end this game with these 2 batters here than bring in a new batter who I don't know is a strength.
Okay. So you see, when the pressure piles, you force a mistake. Now they wanted to take the run that was not there. That's what pressure does. Keep piling the pressure. Let the dot ball stop. The pressure mounts, and then you force a mistake. Maybe an ill-advised run or a rash shot. Something from somewhere that the batters would want to use to ease off the pressure and then they make a mistake.
So look at it, Joe. 88 runs, 16 overs gone.
Is it 16 or 17?
Sorry, apologies. 17 overs gone, 88 runs. I would keep going for the dot balls. I'd rather not even allow a new batter come in because I don't know what he's capable of doing. I've seen these two guys. I know they can't play the balls on the fourth stump. All I need to do is tell my bowlers, keep dropping it on the fourth stump.
Okay, so
force them to stay to the last over.
Abayomi, you are in the you are at the crease and you are chasing down this total. What would you do?
At this point in time, I don't want to know which bowler is coming in. I would go at the bowler.
Because
this is the over.
21 good balls expected.
Definitely. You need to
18 good balls. I beg you. 18 good balls. So we, much as you want to give the batting side an edge, also think about the bowling side also what they need to do. 18 good balls expected.
That was what I said.
Ogunaike is coming from that Iwaya end. What is expected of him is to make sure these guys don't score those runs.
6 dot balls is what I expect.
There can be 6 dot balls.
Okay, there can be 6 balls. Averagely, he should have at least 4 dot balls. Or he at least should have 4 runs. If he has 4 runs in this over, it's definitely very good for the bowling side. So they have 2 overs to do whatever they want to do. But just like Olumide said, at this point in time, if I was Dimeji, I don't want to know where he's dropping the ball. What is at the back of my mind is
just swing your bat.
Swing your bat. I still have wickets at hand. Why am I keeping those wickets? Swing your bat.
Here he comes. Okay, and he does so. But that was straight to Yemi Amusa in covers. And you expect Yemi not to let anything pass him there. So that's a dot ball and that's pressure. And for each dot ball, the run rate keeps climbing.
17.1 overs.
Yeah.
88 runs.
88 runs, chasing 113.
112.
112, I beg your pardon. Second ball. And then he manages to push it to the mid-off area that has been gathered, sent back in by the fielder. And then 1 run in 2 balls. The equation was 2 runs off 1 ball, but now they have 1 run in 2 balls.
I'm sure a lot of statisticians are not ready to start calculating.
No, but it's the reality that is staring us in the face. And I think what Ogunaike is also doing is Dimeji is a more settled batter than Oguntoke. So he needs Oguntoke to be on strike.
And these two, they know themselves really well, I'll say. So it's a familiar battle. And that was a wayward line to bowl. The batsman is looking to take 2 runs and you straight to his legs. That was ill advice. Leg buys there. 2 leg buys of the 3rd ball of the over.
3 runs
so
already.
We have 3 of 3.
If I were to be the fielding captain, I would tell him, look, all I need required from you now are dot balls or 1 run. Any other extra run you give right now, it's going to be costly for the team.
And you can't expect the bowler to bowl 6 balls the same way.
Okay, so this is becoming an indisciplined delivery. You have your team defending a very tight target, and then you start to spray the ball all over the place. So you considered a wide, not only a wide, there have been 2 runs scored off that wide. So we have 6 runs in 4 balls. An equation that was 2 balls, 1 run. Now you've given them 6 runs in 4. Okay, that was pushed to the cover, and they take another run. 7 runs so far. But they're still way behind their required run rate. 7 runs does not do this for them. They need at least 1 boundary in this over.
Just which goes back to what I said. You need to score a boundary.
At least 1 boundary in this over. A boundary will ease the tension a lot. Let's see if the Dimeji can deliver that. In comes the bowler. So I have seen that Dimeji Ibeji is not really good with his feet. He's rooted in his crease, trying to fetch for the ball from outside of.
Personally,
Even if you
have
make
to-
contact with that ball, you're not in
Yeah,
control
not
of your
control
shot.
of the shot. Personally, I think, except for Okudili Emmanuel, every other batter we've seen for FGC Warri have not been in control of the square cut shot. They technically struggled to do
Okay,
it.
another wayward line, and he has been dispatched accordingly for a 4. And I'll say that is a very much welcome boundary. That eases a lot of tension for the batting side.
And now the big question is,
So,
who will be bowling?
We have 99 runs in
99 runs, 6 wickets down, and then 18 overs gone, 12 good balls to go, and they are chasing 12 runs.
11 runs was actually considered in that particular over.
So I hear the target is 113. So they have 14 more runs to chase down in 12 good balls.
Yes.
Who is bowling the 19th over?
In consultation in the middle there, you could see everybody trying to ask themselves who's going to bowl.
If Ibeji should lose this game, they only have themselves to blame.
Ramon coming in to bowl the 18th over.
Yeah. So the captain seems to have gone for experience there, Ajidagba.
Well,
experience in Ramon, experience and control. So he knows what's required of the team, and he seems to know what he's doing. He has set his field accordingly. He has a man out here on the whitish long on fence. He has he has another man on the long off fence. He has a man deep cover. He has a man in deep mid wicket and another man deep square. So that will suggest to you what? Is he trying to bounce the batsman?
Or he's probably just trying to be protective, not allowing the ball to go to the boundary. But at this point in time, he needs to bowl dot balls.
14
Yeah.
of 12.
He needs to bowl dot balls.
Here he goes. Okay, first delivery isn't a bad one. Oguntoke felt that one. He just dabs it to the gully area.
14 of 11. 14 runs off 11 balls.
Yeah, that's the equation now.
So we need to start counting for people back home watching.
Okay, that was a quick swivel and turn there. Launches it over fine leg area into the fence for 4.
That is 10 runs
10
off
runs in
10 balls.
balls.
Wow.
Okay, so FGC has made this very simple for themselves. All they need to get is 1 run per delivery, and they're home and dry. So let's see if they can stick to the plan.
10 runs off 10 balls.
Okay, so Ramon has adjusted his field accordingly to block that scoring area. Here he comes again. And Ogunteke just dabs that back to the mid-off area for 1. So it's 9 in 9. Gives the strike back to Dimeji, the left-hander.
Question now is, will he bowl a dot ball? He technically needs to bowl a dot ball to ensure that this 9 runs gets to the last over.
And that is difficult because you need him to bowl 3 dot balls.
Yeah, 3 more balls in this over. Let's see if he gets the dots.
And no disrespect to Ramon, can he stay disciplined to do that?
He's an old head. He'll be able to. Let's see what he's got. Okay, I think I spoke too soon. That was a very bad delivery behind the batsman and has been sent to the square leg fence to take off a huge chunk of their deficit.
And so
Now they have 5 to
in
chase.
games like this, I agree, but we also have to refer back to what happened in the first innings where we had Usman losing 3 or 4 balls in the last over, where he was blocking. I don't know the brief he got that in the last over he decided to start blocking the balls.
Okay, that was a much needed dot ball. So the equation is still 5-7. Last ball coming on from Ramon. If he's able to stop them from scoring, they have 5 runs to chase in the last over. There he goes, and he's been launched straight into the deep. Good stop there from the fielder to keep it to 2. So they have 3 to chase to win in the last over.
And so from this position where I'm seated, I can comfortably say FGC would win this game.
Well, you know cricket is biscuits.
Yes, cricket is biscuits, but they have the wickets and they just need to swing the bat.
Yeah.
And with these 2 that you have, they will not play a proper cricket. Dimeji would convert anything good to bad. Same as Femi.
And not at this point in time where you have a pace bowler coming in to go the last over.
They will go for him.
Go for him. All you need to do is just touch the ball. I expected the fielding captain to have actually used Dimeji at the 19th over instead of Ramon.
And so
Gafar.
Yeah,
Who's
I told you Gafar swung the ball very well. Gafar had good bowling statistics, but again, you know, captaincy is a difficult thing.
It's a very difficult job.
People cannot mix match in the sense that you are playing and then you are also leading the side and you are controlling the field. It's a very, very difficult task. Some cannot combine both, and it was a difficult task for Ayinde, the captain of Ibeju Cricket Club 1, 2, I beg your pardon, who was required to do a particular job, but unfortunately pressure is on this lad. 6 balls, 3 runs.
Let's see what he can pull off. If the game gets into a tie, it's point share. Am I correct?
Is it?
According to playing conditions.
I'm not the technical advisor, okay?
Hold on, Gaffer!
Keep
going, Gaffer! Hold on, boy!
I'm sure a lot of people would have said
he needs at least 5 more of that to keep FGC away from the target.
The question there is this: do you keep this man on strike? Knowing truly well that Oguntoke will probably want to play textbook cricket, we know Dimeji will just flash his bat at anything.
Yeah, here comes the second ball. Well, that's a wide.
Let's go beat these people before now.
So those are 2 runs taking off the target. Scores are level.
1 run to win.
1 run to win.
They can't attack the streets.
How many runs?
Scores level.
Score level. 1 run to win with 5 balls.
And Dimeji is on strike. 4 more balls. And a single run to win.
4 balls, have you? Collect money for Uber for ground.
Rajesh misses that.
And that the leg byes take them home for the victory.
We won now. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, a lot of us would say Ibejuleki lost this game. They had it in control. They did everything possible to take it down to the last over, but it didn't go their way.
So games they will remember their game against Rising Stars Cricket Club, where they gave expensive runs to Rising Stars and they could not replicate such in the second innings. Today also they had opportunity to score runs, but unfortunately they failed to get those runs and he beat them in the face. One of the things they will also remember is those dot balls that we saw from Usman, Ramon, the likes of Usman, I beg your pardon,
basically the 4 dot balls that was actually
Yeah.
done in the last over.
Yeah.
Did actually cost them. So,
But-
ladies and gentlemen, we'll say a very big thank you to every single one of you who actually followed this game from the beginning to the end. Just like you heard from Mr. Aki Denton, the league will be starting officially on the 11th of December. Fixtures should be out hopefully before then. Hopefully the fixture should be out before then, and we'll be having a lot. We'll be having the press conference next week at University of, at TBS, that's Tafa Balewa Square Cricket Oval. So from all of us here, it's thank you, and do have a lovely evening. Well, just before we call it a wrap, it's been very awesome for 3 weekends here at the Unilag Cricket Oval, where we have the Division 2 playoffs to determine 2 teams that would gain promotion to Division 1. And so we had Rising Stars Cricket Club, Ibeju Cricket Club 2, and Federal Government College Warri Old Boys Cricket Club. Old students. Okay. Almost immediately, the captain of Federal Government College Warri Old Students Cricket Club, Mr. Andrew Aroy Ororo, is here with us. Good evening, Mr. Aroy.
Thank you, Mr. Jidaba. Good, nice to be here. Wonderful to be with you.
I'm sure your heart was palpitating at some point in time.
Yes, sometime, but it's part of the game. It's part of the game, boss. Part of the game.
Give us a recap of what happened at the playoff, your first game against Rising Stars and today's game.
Well, fantastic. Our first game against Rising Stars was a better game than this. You know, put Rising Stars under 80 runs, and we went in quickly to wrap up the game. Yeah, we had the same ideology coming to this game. Win the toss, going to bat. Surface was good, you know, but we had some slips. We lost, I think, seven catches. So we made them score as much as 113. Tall order on this pitch, because I know most of the games they played in Nigerian side only was about 100, 199. Yeah, so we said fine. Well, we said let's go in, be focused, take one ball at a time, and I'm just elated. I just got a call from the president of my club, Mr. Uyek, but who happened to be president of the NCF, congratulating me because he knows I've worked so hard for this. He's been a very great supporter. He's kept on supporting us, believed in us in Division 2, coming to 1. So it's a fantastic. I just can't express my feeling, boss. I just can't express it.
Quick one before we let you go, Mr. Aroy. First ball, first wicket, Afolabi, and gradually we saw the old guards, OVA, and Emmanuel Okudili come to steady things. And before we could say Jack Robinson, we lost the wicket of OVA. Before we say Jack Robinson, Okudili, who was hitting some lovely sixes and giving us reminiscence of what he could do, also lost his wicket. But in Femi Oguntoke and Dimeji, they took the game home.
Fantastic. You see, Muri lost the same wicket in the last game. I think he went out for the second ball or first ball. And if you watch the game of Bejuleki, number 5 and 6 took the game away a little bit away from us at a particular time because the wicket had crashed. So I had that same ideology. Fine. We were running about 3 runs and overs. So at 10 overs, we were on 30 runs. It was a poor score. But I had Oku in the middle. Oku could change the game in just 3 or 4 sixes. I think one particular over he got 25, and that was the turning point for us. So as long as Okudili was inside with Old Horse over here, I had a feeling we were going to inch closer. And then when Okudili came out at 88, we had about 30 runs to go. It was good. It was good. It was good. It was good. It was safe.
Finally, Mr. Aroy,
yes, sir.
In getting to Division 1, you're going to be meeting teams that are top-notch. You cannot take this kind of performance to Division 1. Going by how you have stayed in Division 1 and you got relegated and you don't want to come to Division 2 anymore, are you going to ring changes to improve your squad to be competitive with teams you are going to be facing in Division 1?
Fantastic. If you go now to check out my squad, our squad has been strengthened, but because of the rules guiding these playoffs, you could only play with players that were registered for the 2019 season. I have about 6 new guns on our site. So if you go to the new CCC website, you will see the new registration. I had a promotion where I was going to come.
Can you please let us into some of these?
They are seasoned players. They're top
so you
players.
Don't want to share it
you see, sometimes this is already in the public domain because it's with CCC.
Okay.
It's with CCC because, that's why, I'm a very, very funny person in my own thinking. CCC has the cutlass. They run the aces. So they know all things that are going on. For example, I almost got upset today. I believe CCC should let me have known what score I needed to be, even if I was going to lose this game, so that I will know what score I needed to score for my run rate to be good. They were holding that information from me. Internationally, that information will be public. That if FGCW loses under 80 runs, they will still qualify on the net run rate. I am a seasoned technical player. I'm sound in this game. So I asked CCC for the information. They declined. I'm just saying this thing because I don't speak behind. I speak them publicly. After all, CCC came to apologize that they don't have that portal. It's supposed to be recording automatically to tell me that if they don't beat FGCW at 80 runs, the next team will go over. Because I was looking at both scenarios. That it happens everywhere in the world. Some teams qualify based on net run rate over the other one, just like goals aggregator and goals run for football. Oh, that's wonderful, man. Shegu.
Okay.
Come and join us. Have a drink with us. Come join.
I appreciate you, and I say congratulations
come drink, boys.
Federal Government College. All students.
My boys are on the way. Mr. Uyakpata, Dojo, Kolo, they all coming. We're drinking here. They're coming. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. You've heard it all from Mr. Aroy. Ladies and gentlemen, the league starts by December 11. And hopefully all games will be brought to fewer games will be brought to you live on this channel. So subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Sheil, last words.
It's been a pleasure, and I must say more power to your elbow, Abayomi, for doing this. You are a pace setter, and this can only go in an upward trajectory. Like we have said, as global best practices is done, is what we want to do, where we'll be bringing professionalized commentaries to you whenever this opportunity avails us. But all the same, I'd like to say thank you, Yomi, because all the way from far and near, we get recommendations and referrals for the things you have done. So congratulations to Rising Stars Cricket Club. Congratulations to Federal Government College Old Students Cricket Club for giving promotion to Division 1.
All right,
thank you, Yomi.
Gentlemen, it's a very big pleasure. Just like Sean said, congratulations to the two sides who have qualified. And from me right here, it's goodbye and au revoir.